Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. So, today we are going to look at language learning through a totally different lens. Think of writing an advanced academic essay not just as, putting words on a page, but as wiring up high-tech circuitry. We're going to learn exactly how to connect the right components to build richer, native-level academic expression. This is all about mastering collocations, those words that just naturally and frequently co-occur in English, to make your writing not just correct, but authoritative and truly sophisticated. Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll tackle the word count trap. Second, the 5 pillars of collocations. Third, the adverb deficit. Fourth, the golden formula. And finally, using AI induction to build personal glossaries. Section 1, the word count trap, and how to overcome empty filler. We're going to kick things off by addressing the very first dilemma advanced writers face when drafting essays. It's that desperate and, let's be honest, often frustrating struggle to hit length requirements. When you're struggling to hit a word limit, it is so tempting to use what we call the empty filler strategy. Basically, just stuffing your sentences with vague extra words. But look, this just results in a flat, watered-down argument. The real solution? Meaningful volume. Hitting your word count absolutely shouldn't mean diluting your ideas. It means expanding your linguistic circuitry by using specific, source-based collocations to build rich, complex expressions. Literally every added word should serve a specific academic purpose. Let's look at this transformation in practice. Take the standard phrase, "it is a different worldview." Now, that gets the basic point across, sure, but it lacks depth. It's flat. But look at the advanced collocation. It is a diametrically opposed worldview. Fun fact, admissions officers and academic reviewers actually consistently flag this specific type of precision as the hallmark of top-tier academic writing. Notice how we haven't just padded this sentence with dead length here. We've taken a flat concept and wired in authentic analytical weight. Section 2, the 5 pillars of collocations, the stages of linguistic circuitry. Now we're going to transition to the core mechanics of how to actually build these high-impact phrases yourself. Think of this as the evolutionary ladder of language. As you'll see, these 5 precise structural groups naturally build upon each other like electrical circuits, starting from basic academic foundations and escalating, step by step, right up to the ultimate cluster. Let's break these down one by one. We begin with Group 1, which we call the independent node. This consists of a noun plus an intransitive verb. In this foundational group, the subject noun performs the action all on its own in a self-contained event. There's no direct object following the verb. Think of phrases like, a dilemma arises, conflict escalates, or differences emerge. It's simple, it's correct, and it forms the absolute bedrock of an academic sentence. Stepping up the ladder, we hit Group 2, the action vector. Here we pair a transitive verb with a noun. The strict grammatical rule of this group is that the verb requires a direct object to complete its meaning. You're basically transferring energy from the action directly to a target. Examples here would be to resolve a dilemma, weigh ethical responsibilities, or mitigate harm. You're actively doing something to a specific concept. Next up is Group 3, the qualifier, which combines an adjective and a noun. This is where we really start moving ideas from generic to exact. The adjective modifies and specifies the head noun. So instead of just talking about a basic conflict, you're suddenly discussing an intractable conflict. Instead of a simple dilemma, it becomes a moral dilemma. You are sharply bringing your subject into focus. Section 3, the adverb deficit, and diagnosing the poverty of expression. Okay, up to this point, groups 1, 2, and 3 make your writing adequate. But what are writers missing to make it masterful? Well, read this quote closely. There is a great poverty in the use of adverbs in the majority of the essays I correct. This comes directly from language instructor Luis Peralta. He points out a crucial flaw. Without adverbs to modify your adjectives and verbs, your writing is completely stripped of nuance, emotion, and precision. It remains adequate, sure, but it never reaches that authoritative native-level richness. Now, what's really interesting here is that groups 1 through 3 basically only get you halfway there. To push your writing into the masterful zone, those 9s and 10s, you absolutely must master the adverb. Overcoming this adverbial poverty is literally the single fastest, most effective route to elevating your academic prose. Section 4, the golden formula and achieving sophisticated expression. This is where things get really exciting. We're moving into the highest tiers of expression now, where we finally wire in those crucial adverbs to build real linguistic density. Enter Group 4, the multiplier. This is the pairing of an adverb with an adjective. We call it the multiplier effect because the adverb intensifies or qualifies the exact degree of the adjective, instantly providing this beautiful nuance and depth. A view isn't just opposed anymore, it's diametrically opposed. Options aren't just exclusive, they're mutually exclusive. A situation becomes morally distressing or inherently contradictory. You can literally feel the immediate upgrade in tone. And that brings us to the whole shebang, Group 5, the ultimate cluster. This right here is the golden formula, adverb plus adjective plus noun. This three-word powerhouse is the secret engine of high-scoring academic essays. In this cluster, the adverb qualifies the adjective, which in turn modifies the noun. It adds precise meaning and organic length all at the same time. You aren't just padding your word count anymore, you are generating high-value, deeply meaningful volume. Let's walk through this lexical evolution matrix together, just to see the immediate actionable value of this formula. Look at the basic concept of a preference. A standard writer might just write an unconscious preference. But using our three-word cluster, it becomes a deeply internalized preference. If you want to talk about a thorny issue, standard phrasing is just a controversial issue. But the advanced, ultimate cluster transforms it into a highly controversial issue. A basic debate becomes an emotionally charged debate. You can clearly see how much richer and more academic the expression is on the far right side of this matrix. And this brilliantly illustrates how it all comes together in the real world. Let's look at the anatomy of an academic sentence pulled straight from our source texts. A moral dilemma arises when a person must choose between actions that uphold different ethical values but cannot be reconciled. Notice how the structural groups just seamlessly intertwine here? We've got Group 3, moral dilemma, sliding perfectly into Group 1, arises. Then we see another Group 3, ethical values, followed by a variation of Group 2, cannot be reconciled. Expert prose isn't just a random collection of big words, it's a carefully wired circuit of these exact collocation groups. Section 5, AI induction for glossaries, how we actually apply this. So, what does this all mean for you, and how do we actively put this into practice? Well, we're going to explore how you can build your own context-specific vocabulary for your very next essay. We're using a modern methodology called AI induction. The whole idea here is to use chatbots like ChatGPT or Claude not to write your essay for you, right? But to deliberately generate custom collocation glossaries heavily focused on that crucial Group 5 formula we just learned about. Here is your exact step-by-step playbook. Step 1, provide context. Tell the AI the exact theme of your essay. For example, ethical dilemmas in technology. Step 2, the prompt. This is where you command the AI to generate a customized glossary of advanced collocations categorized strictly by the 5 structural groups we've covered today. And make sure you ask it to focus heavily on the adverb, adjective, noun formula. Step 3, integrate. Extract those exact context-specific clusters and keep them as a cheat sheet right next to you while you draft or edit your essay. You're organically enriching your expression with precise terminology. So the crucial point I want to leave you with is this. Rich expression is not about grabbing a thesaurus and hunting for bigger, more obscure words. It's just not. It is about wiring the exact right words together. It's about stopping your reliance on empty filler words to hit those strict essay limits, and instead mastering these 5 structural groups to build dense, meaningful phrases. And above all else, it's about leveraging adverbs as your ultimate tool for nuanced, sophisticated expression. Which leaves us with one final thought to ponder as you sit down to draft your next paper. Take a hard look at your current writing process. Are you just padding your word count with empty filler? Or are you ready to deploy your own AI-generated glossary and finally expand your linguistic circuitry? The blueprint is right here in your hands. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, and happy writing.